It was just sad, bro. Like, y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we hear
Yeah,
you.
we can hear.
Yeah. When he was talking about how he even met Malik Scott and that they were friends way prior to when they fought. Like you do you not know what you just like you just made it clear that that was a fixed fight. Like it's no way like anyone gets into a fight. I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody. Like it's clear that was a fixed fight. He didn't even hit him on the chin. He didn't have no impact with the guy face his fist. Nothing. Like it's clear as day that that fight was fixed. Like, and then you said that y'all were friends way prior to it, bro. So for people to look at the fight and be like, it's something a little suspicious about it, not even knowing that y'all friends, like that's some weird ass shit, bro. It's some weird. It's a disgrace to boxing, bro.
What's good, family? Smash the like button and subscribe. So we just heard there from Anthony Breland. Now, Anthony Breland, for you man who don't know, is Mark Breland's son, and this show was on. Shout out to my general H Money for putting the show on. But essentially, H Money had Anthony Breland, Mark Breland's son, on the show to officially expose Malik Scott took a dive. You heard it from out of the horse's mouth. So these things are all set up, 100%, all set from the inside. Yeah, and if anyone knew, because guess what? When Malik Scott took the dive, Mark Breland was in the corner. So you best believe when Mark Breland goes home, yeah, all the rumours at the time were Malik Scott took a dive. So you best believe Anthony Breland, Mark Breland's son, when them rumours were spinning around the place, Mark Breland could have said, no son, there's no way them rumours are true. Instead, Mark Breland said to his son, listen, the truth is, Shelley Winkle, all the cabal dons, Malik Scott jumped on the floor. Malik Scott took a check for the cartel and died on the floor. Yeah, because Shelley Winkle is part of the 539 cartel. You know, if you man can work the numbers out, 539 is the cartel that, you know what I'm saying? Shelley Winkle's from the cartel that cannot be spoken, the Voldemort cartel. You know, the only people you can't speak about, that's the cartel that Shelley Winkle's from. You know, those who cannot be mentioned is the cartel Shelley Winkle reps. The true cartel, the one cartel. Yeah, no doubt. And he told Malik Scott. Malik Scott was brought in to jump on the floor, and that's what happened. You heard that from the horse's mouth. The horse's mouth didn't say, oh yeah, the rumours about Malik Scott, that's not true. That's not true because my dad was in the corner and it's all kosher. No, he said, listen, you're right, he died on the floor and there was no connection. What more can you do? That's what you call calling a spade a spade. Yeah? And the thing is, all of us man tried to tell you that. These Kabbalons, they don't even move correctly these days. They don't care. Because when you're with the 539s, when you're with the Kabal, you don't have to move. They find it funny. Do you understand? They find it funny that the punters put money on that fight and they've just washed it from you. That's what they enjoy doing. They enjoy mugging the fans off. It's a bit like that Prince Andrew interview. That was just muggy, wasn't it? Blatantly lying. But they do that because what happens is they do these kind of public displays of... they do these public criminal displays that everyone knows was a fix or was a dive. But you just can't... What can you do about it? You just got to suck out. We all know Prince Andrew's guilty as sin, but what can you do? You have to kind of just sit there and grab your ankles. One of them ones. One of them ankle grabbing ones. That's how it leaves the public. In a way, it's a bit like the Billy Ho Saunders fight. All the punters put the money on. Next thing you know, El Trapahan, Daniel Kinahan puts the phone call in, end of round 8, tells Billy to stay down. And that's the end of that. Yeah, all your Don's monies, yeah, all your Don's monies who had money on, Billy's at least gonna make a distance. I saw a whole bag of man, yeah. One man said to me, YB, I lost my savings betting that Billy would at least make it the distance, or betting the fight would go distance, because I knew that Alvarez wouldn't get stopped by Billy, and I thought that I was betting on Billy's heart. I was betting on all the things Billy was talking about in the build-up. Next thing you know, El Trapahan picks the phone up to Ben Davison at the end of the 8th round and tells Billy to stay down. Yeah? On his snatch ting. Stay down. That's what you will be doing. And Billy sat there, not even a bit of a complaint. He The thing is, to be fair, he didn't want no more either, so he was quite happy to sit there. But end of the day, let's get back to this Malik Scott thing. I'm just trying to explain to you, man, how the cabal works. The cabal works, yeah. You get, because let's not forget, at the time, yeah, Malik Scott was meant to be the big deal. He was meant to be, that was really Wilder's first step up to a brand name. And what happened there? Jumped on the floor. Same as Lewis Ortiz. I was actually around to cover this one. Don't forget that. Lewis Ortiz in the second fight. In the second fight, what happened there? Lewis Ortiz for the first 4 rounds was giving Wilder the work. Wilder looked panicked. Wilder looked out of his depth. He didn't know what was going on. Next thing you know, Ortiz stops putting pressure. It's night and day. It's not even a joke. For the first 4 rounds, Ortiz was all over Wilder. Wilder looked out of his depth. And then, for some magical reason, Ortiz goes from a strategy that's winning him every round, changes 180 degrees, starts doing the opposite. And then eventually, even doing the opposite, he weren't losing. And then, what does he do? Stands there, drops his hands, looks up and puts his chin in the air and starts smiling and laughing. Boom, Wilder fires the right hand. That was, if you man didn't work it out, that there was the signal. Again, the cabal do things that are so blatant. Anyone with eyes in their head can see that, wait a minute, why has Ortiz gone from fighting someone to standing there with his hands by his waist and his chin tipped in the air, smiling and laughing? It's all a big joke. It's all a big joke to the cabal. No doubt, 100%. Ortiz went from winning the fight to standing there and laughing and got knocked out. Yeah? And acting all confused. After the fight, Ortiz said, he tried to make out he didn't know what happened. Well, let me fill it in for you, Ortiz. What happened was, you ended up standing there with your hands down and your chin in the air. What did you expect? You know what I'm saying? It's not a big mystery. You was told to take a dive and you took a dive. Well done. That's what Wilder's whole career has been based on, people taking a dive. 100%. Do you think it's a coincidence? Wait a minute. Dillian White can't get a fight for love nor money, but people like Ortiz get 2. You never worked out. You never asked that question. That's the problem with most of you dons. Yeah, most of you dons don't do the mental maths. Wait a minute. Dillian White begging for a fight. Dillian White, someone who ain't gonna take a dive. Wait there. He can't get 1 fight, but Ortiz gets 2. Dominic Brazil gets 3. All this kind of stuff. It's really weird. It's real goofy. That's how it works. People who take a dive, the people who've all got the fix in, they're the ones who get 6 fights back to back. And that's why it wouldn't surprise me, yeah, if this Fury fight's fixed. I think it's all a big goofy fix they've got going on. Truth be known. I think they're doing like, you get 1, I get 1, you get 1, I get 1. No joke. I'm expecting Wilder to win this fight, this next one. And if that happens, I'm 100% correct. They're doing this tit for tat kind of thing. Let's just fight 6 times, 7 times, 100%. And I called that years ago. They're going to fight 7 times, I said. Anyway, end of the day, you heard it from the horse's mouth. Insider Don. Didn't say, you know what, I don't have an opinion on that. You know what, I didn't hear nothing about that. He said, listen, my dad said, you're damn right, it was fixed. You're damn right, Malik Scott was paid off. Because the punch didn't even hit. Now, people will say things like, YB, why didn't Mark Breland speak up? Well, Mark Breland's in a tough situation because a lot of how these Cabalons work is, yeah, they say things to you like, it's not blatant things. It'll be things like, how's your son? Do you know what I'm saying? How's your son doing in school? Yeah. At which point, for example, yeah, Shelley Winkle, the Malik Scott fight's booked, yeah. Malik Scott takes a dive. Mark Breland rings up Shelley and says, Shelley, what happened with that? Did you pay Malik to take a dive? Next thing you know, Shelley says, listen, Mark, how's your son doing at school? And that, you know what I'm saying? That's the end of that. The conversation's done then. Mark Breland knows all that he needs to know then. You know what? I best stop trying to be nosy and wind my neck in. That's how they get you. Yeah, that's your one simple question. Yeah? How's your kids doing? How's your kids doing at school? And that's that. Shut down. Any inquisitive minds get shut down right there. And that's the end of that. So you can't put pressure on. You can't say to people, YB, why didn't Mark Breland say so? What's he going to do? What's he going to do? What can he do? What could Mark Breland do? What come out? And end up like whoever else. And end up Jeff Ept. Did you want Mark Breland to end up Jeff Ept? Yeah? If you didn't want him to be Jeff Ept, nothing you can do. Because trust me, there's a whole. If you don't want to end up on the list, you got to keep your head down and act like you didn't see it. But trust me, we see it. Yeah, we see it. I see it blatantly. Malik Scott was one of them ones. Malik Scott was a 539 Kabbalah one, dive on the floor one, fixes in one. Because trust me, there's big money to be made. It's big money, because what people don't realise is YB, oh well, Wilder was the favourite against Malik Scott. Yeah, but the big money is on the round. Do you understand? That's where the big money is. These cats do the round, and it was just stupid rounds as well. Just real stupid things. That's how they get off on this kind of stuff. The money isn't on whether someone wins or not. The money is when you pick the round. And that's how they do it. You understand? That's where the big money is. So, simple as that. Like I keep saying. Mark Breland's son confirms it. Now, Mark Breland himself, he can't say nothing. But his son can. Well, who knows? You know what I'm saying? One of them ones. His son can until he has kids. Until he has kids, he can say what he wants. And when you got kids, it's peak for you. Because you just end up getting got. Simple as that. Yeah? And you end up like James Helder. You end up like James Helder with no assets and no. Listen, where James Helder's working at some local retail store. Yeah, that's what James Helder's doing right now. After Trapperhan got to him, Trapperhan touched him, and told him, "Listen." Simple as that. That's what Trapperhan did do. Told Helder. Yeah, you're gonna what you can do is. You was the 50% partner. Now you're not. Yeah? Now what you can do is you can either continue with the rest of your life or don't. Simple as that. You just like you was the partner, you was not the partner. And now you can continue your life or you don't. And we've seen already, you can just do some research. We've seen all the dons associated with the Trapperhan cartel. We all saw that. We can all see the different decisions they all made. We saw the ones who did decide to enjoy their lives and the ones who didn't decide. Innit? Simple as that. Because trust me, there's a whole bag of man who tried to be smart about things and thought they could do this, do that, the other, and they ended up got. Yeah, James Helder, fair play to him. He took the path that James Helder went for longevity. Yeah. James Helder, to his credit, didn't try to be smart, because smart ends you're getting got. Helder went for the, you know what, Trapperhan, I think I'm going to enjoy the next 60 years of my life, thanks. Take IFL TV. You can keep IFL TV. I'm going to enjoy the next 60 years of my life. Thank you very much. He was grateful for it. That's what he said. He said, listen, Dan, you know what? I'm grateful. I'm grateful that you've taken IFL TV off my hands, truth be known. And if you actually look into what James Helder's been doing recently, or when they split, that's what he said. He said, James Helder said, I'm so happy not to be working up. I'm so happy to have given 50% of my $1 million company away. Do you know why he was? Because trust me, you weren't going to be enjoying it anyway. Yeah, that's what he was told. Simple as that. Dan told him. Dan said, listen. El Trapperhan said, listen, James. Truth be known, you won't be around to enjoy any of the millions anyway. So it's one of them ones, one of them catch-22 ones. What? I'm hearing that Dan said to him, listen, James. Let's do the maths here. Yeah. What's 2 million times by no life? Yeah. What's $2 million of IFL equity times by a dude who ain't got a lick of life left? And that was ultimately the final straw. James said, you know what, Dan, you're bang on. You know what, El Trapperhan, you're bang on there. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you my $2 million company, and I'm going to enjoy the next 60 years. Thank you for that. Thank you for taking it off my hands. No doubt. And that's how it goes. Simple as that. So, listen. It's a shame. Some people are mad. Sports all corrupt. But it is what it is. What can you do? Yeah? These sports, it's almost like stocks. A lot of these things, yeah, they were created. It's like the lottery. All these institutions, yeah, they're created to take from the poor. Do you understand that? A lot of you man don't understand what gambling is. All these, same as the lottery. No one wins the lottery, by the way. Yeah? People don't win it. Broke people put money in, and the top dons just laugh at you all. That's what happens, no joke. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you I haven't played it myself. I play it all the time. Because the lottery isn't about winning, it's about hope. Do you understand? For them 3 days you hold that ticket, you think of all the things you could be doing. You understand? That's all it is, hope. You're buying, that pound for me is an investment. I'm buying a pound ticket for 3 days worth of hope. So I think it's a good price, but you got to understand that you ain't no one winning it. You never wondered that. Wait there a minute. The lottery has had 3 winners a week for 50 years. Let's do the maths here. 3 winners a week, 50 weeks in a year. That's 150 winners for 50 years. So how many? My point is, how does no one know no one? Innit? And that's the top prize. In reality, there should be like 100,000 100 grand winners. How many do you know? I've never met no one who knows no one who's won a decent amount. Only people I know, yeah. Oh, I won a fiver. Oh, I won a tenner. And that's all anyone wins. Because all the big $1 million and 100 grand ons, they don't exist. It's a robbing of the poor. Do you understand? Same as all of these gambling things. Yeah? And then every now and then they wheel out the... Every now and then, yeah, they wheel out the family. Oh, yeah, we won 50 mil. They're all actors. 100%. All paid actors. And they always do it. What you'll notice as well, they always come on with these sob stories. Oh, I was on my last pound, or I was 10 grand in debt. Because what they want to do is they want to appeal to the average person. Oh, wait there a minute. That's just like me. Maybe it'll be me. You know what I'm saying? Everyone starts applying their own life. Oh, look, that guy was on his last pound, and I'm on my last pound too. Maybe I'm gonna. You know what I'm saying? It's all one of them ones. It's all a big scam. And they always make sure they work the different demographics. Sometimes it'll be a middle, sometimes it'll be a older age family, sometimes it'll be a young yob. So I mean, they want to attack all the different segments of the market. They want to make sure everyone knows that it could be you, kind of thing. Anyway, listen, I'm giving away way too many secrets right now. Yeah, and that's why people like the YB. That's why I'm having to move from, you know what I'm saying, from undisclosed location to undisclosed location, because I ain't gonna get caught lacking. Not even a bit will I be caught. Too much information. Yeah, I got too much information to get got. So I'll keep, you know what I'm saying, I'll keep moving from place to place, and they'll keep trying and you know what I'm saying, keep catching the L's. As simple as that. The YB will always stay on the Cabala's neck, no doubt, 100%. I mean, there'll be some dons out there. We have lost a few dons. There's some dons out there like Shillerone Booth and Tyrone Booth, who, you know what I'm saying, got caught up with a £20. There was some promising dons, Shillerone, Tyrone Booth, who were promising. We thought were Team Truth, who got caught up and paid off £20. But that ain't gonna be the YB. The YB don't have no price. Yeah, and it certainly ain't gonna be £20. How about that? If there was a price, it wouldn't be £20. So Shillerone, rest in peace, Shillerone, because he went outside, no doubt, 100%. He went out flat on his back, yeah, with his legs in the air, one of them ones. Because you best believe the Cabal got to Shillerone. In fact, Shillerone went out on all fours. Yeah, Trapper Han was hanging at the back of Shillerone, 100%. Tyrone Booth, El Trapper Han knocked on his door and said, "Listen, you've been talking about Billy, and we don't like talkers." At which point, 2 minutes later, I'm not going to explain the details, but end of the day, Trapper Han ended up hanging at the back of Shillerone. I've seen the leaked tapes of it, so it's kind of peak. And again, I feel sorry for Shillerone, truth be known. It's not nice to see any man having another man hang at the back of him, so it is what it is. Listen, end of the day, Malik Scott, exposed, take a dive. Malik Scott, Deontay Wilder, all team 539 Cabal. Yeah? They're with the Cabal. It's all set up to scam the poor. Because you can bet your bottom dollar. The same way there was a whole bag of dons messaging me saying, "YB, I lost a whole load of money on Billy Ho." You best believe there was a whole load of dons who lost a load of money on Malik Scott. Because the way he dived on the floor, no one was expecting that to happen. I mean, at that point in time, Malik Scott was pretty durable, and that's the point. That was one of Wilder's first step-ups. And people were saying, "Oh, Malik Scott's durable. Malik Scott's durable." Next thing you know, he flops on the floor within 10 seconds or whatever it was. Ridiculous. Complete scam. 100%. And that's how, if you haven't noticed already, that's how the bookies get you. Often, yeah. Often there'll be people, or the public, yeah, will have sure bets. Like, for example, the Malik Scott fight. whatever round that finished in, yeah, people, round 1 or 2, whenever it was, people were saying, there's no way Malik Scott's going to flop on the floor. You know, it makes sense. You ever seen them once? Same as anything, same as the horse racing. People will say things, oh, there's no way this will happen. And it happens. Oh, this right here is a sure bet. And they do that on purpose. They do it on purpose because that's where all the money goes in. Yeah? When everyone's saying there's no way Malik Scott's going to flop on the floor in round 1, guess what happened? They end up flopping on the floor in round 1. Because otherwise, like, you can only take what's there. If no one bets on Malik Scott not flopping on the floor, there ain't no money to take. So they've got to build this thing up where, it's not even build it up. Everyone knows there's no way Malik Scott should be on the floor in round 1. But he ends up there anyway. And that's where the playful game comes in. That's where the cabal comes in. Yeah? They extract it. The same way I've just explained, there's no way there should be 50 years of lottery winners and none of us know none of them. There should be loads of them everywhere, really. There should be a couple in every town when you do the maths. There should be like $5,000 million lottery winners sprinkled all over the UK. How can no one know none of them? Don't make no sense. That's because no one don't win. Yeah? Apart from your odd fiver and tenner here and there to keep you, you know what I mean? To keep you on the hamster wheel. So, listen.